After fires, we've still got to look at our animals, manage our animals, keep our management in check. I know there's a lot of animals going out of district on adjustment and things like that. That comes with its own challenges, and people need to be aware of that. Look at whether you've sent them, what issues are you going into, what issues might you bring home. It needs to be taken into account. With some of the food that we're coming in, we've got people buying in food. We've had donated fodder and all that throughout this fire situation. It's been terrific stuff, but with some of this donated fodder, there are some issues. Weed issues. There's also the quality of some of this fodder. It's tremendously varied, and sort of trying to match in that food with those type of animals. One thing that with people that have kept animals at home, keep on top of your water, keep it clean, keep it fresh, really is a vital thing. But keep assessing those animals, don't just forget about them. If you're starting to see little issues, it's vitally important that they actually talk to a veterinarian, monitor that health, keep checking those animals, don't forget about them. The other thing too really is important that going forward that people have a plan. They plan for the next 3 months, they look at sort of how to manage those animals and sort of have some trigger points. So if we get to the situation where at the moment we've got a lot of short green feed, it's vitally important that you try to keep those animals in a confined area, control what they're actually feeding, so the feed is able to get up, get away, and then we're able to do something more constructive once that feed gets up, that they're able to feed it. So ideally you'd have a confined or a sacrifice type area. You get those animals in there, feed them, you're able to control their nutrition, control what they're feeding. Those animals aren't wasting valuable energy by walking around chasing the green pick, which is what we would see at the moment. So it only takes a few weeks really. At the moment we're starting to see some reasonable good rain across a lot of the fire ground. We're seeing some reasonable growth starting to come away. Give it a few more weeks, it'll get enough height and quantity and quality that those animals will do really well. But if we're able to protect it for the short term, then we're going to get better outcomes. And really with young animals, I'd be spending a bit extra time, bit extra effort, bit extra quality to ensure we get some growth. Because if we look after those real young animals, they'll look after us down the track. We're not having to bring them from a lower point, so really concentrate on those young animals. Keep having a look at what's out there, what's available. There's lots of tools available. There's the drought lock calculator if people are trying to do the sums themselves. There's also the feed cost calculator that's available on the web, also a very useful tool. We've got the staff about that you can contact someone like myself or others around the state that we can come out and be involved and help you plan and how to set up some of these confinement areas a bit better, how we can fine tune it, how we can make it work. Also things like planning ahead, looking at weaning. If you haven't been in the situation where you've had to wean, looking at trying to how you do that and actually trying to introduce those animals onto some of the feeds that you might be going to feed is pretty important. So trying to get rid of some of the novelty issues that we sometimes get with the feeds that we try can really make a big difference with starting those animals on feed and getting them feeding successfully. Also take the effort when we're looking at feeding these animals, particularly sheep. If they haven't been fed before, get some other animals that have, so they can educate them how to actually eat and that it's okay to eat some of these foods. Sounds a bit silly, but it is something that I've found over the years is really, really important.